the hero Batman, due to the fear of Superman's terrifying strength, has specially created a set of irresistible anti-Superman armor. Later, with the secret kryptonite weapon, even the Superman with full firepower is no match for him. And the reason why they want to make such a big move is that half a year ago, an alien attacked a superhero. When the Batmobile driver ran into the Superman in the Blue Road, he killed the demon without saying a word. But the crash did not only hurt Clark, but he was blown up and trapped in the driver's seat. When the Superman pulled down the door and saved him, the two superheroes of DC finally met for the first time. However, the Batman showed a furious expression, and the Superman did not ignore him but was sued by humans. Looking at the thousands of people behind him, the Superman helplessly walked into the trial venue. Although he knew that he did not do anything harmful, he was under pressure and had no choice but to accept the trial. However, just as he was about to declare that everything was a misunderstanding, the wheelchair behind him suddenly exploded. At the same time, the whole building was engulfed in thick smoke. Except for all the superheroes present, none of them survived. At this time, Clark finally realized that he had been killed again. Looking at the bodies of those innocent people on the ground, the Superman was completely disappointed in this ridiculous world. At that moment, the smoke bomb and a kryptonite spear, in case he hid the spear in a hidden corner of the battlefield, then came to the roof and turned on the exclusive bat signal. Everything was ready to wait for the arrival of the Superman. On the other hand, in order to realize his conspiracy, Lex not only caught his girlfriend Lois, but also imprisoned the Superman's mother. He only saw that he took Lois to the top of the platform, and then pushed her down without saying a word, because he knew that the Superman could not let his girlfriend die. In vain, he did not wait for Lois to fall into the air. Clark suddenly appeared and saved her. Then he got up and waited for the Batman for a long time. The Superman wanted to help him save his adopted daughter, but the Batman started a supersound wave attack without saying a word. But he didn't expect that this kind of weapon could not hurt Clark at all. Then he broke the barricade and shot them all. At this time, the two came to each other. The Superman gently pushed the Batman and flew out like a bullet. Faced with his well-arranged Gatling attack in advance, Clark was still in a hurry. Then he flew to the sky and used his laser eyes to shoot the ultimate light weapon. In a very normal confrontation, the Batman had no power to fight back. He was thrown around by the other party. Then an impact pushed him upstairs again. However, when the Superman urged him to give up, Wayne was in a hurry and pulled out a pre-prepared bomb. Because the only thing the Superman's laser eyes can't see is the 1,000-person lock. He didn't want the other party to come behind him with a sprint. Then he fired a kryptonite bullet at him. Then with the green smoke covering, the Superman lost his superpowers for a moment and became extremely weak. He tried to throw a punch, but he was caught by the other party. Then grabbing him was a punch to the flesh. The Batman flew a step and kicked him from the roof to the floor. But in the process of fighting, Clark's willpower effect was gradually lost. So the next second, the Superman took the attack and used a hand. Even the muddy building became like tofu residue. However, at this time, the Batman still didn't understand the seriousness of the problem. Every punch of his seemed to be on the steel plate. When he realized that he had done something wrong, the Superman flew a punch and pressed him down. Then he grabbed the neck and threw it to the ground. Unfortunately, the Batman could only use the second kryptonite bullet. After being hit, the Superman fell painfully to the ground, and the Batman immediately pulled down his face. The Superman's back of the head was just a light blow. It was obvious that the other party had completely lost the ability to resist, so the Batman threw him off the roof first. Then he tied his feet together and swung like a ball. Finally, he took out the kryptonite spear that he had prepared in advance. He used the Superman's weakness to completely kill him. He only saw the steel area was broken by the spear. However, when he was about to stab him, the Superman painfully said. The Batman thought of his mother as soon as he heard it. It turned out that his mother was also called Martha. When he was very young, she was brutally killed by the robbers. And when he saw that the Superman was on the verge of death, he still thought of his mother's safety. He was very touched at that time. In addition, Lois immediately said the real purpose of Lex. The Batman realized that he had been taken as a gunman, so he immediately turned around and threw off the spear. Then the two superheroes finally became one. In order to make up for his mistake, the Batman decided to save Martha himself.